Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hello and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Jamie Phelps. I am the Client Success Lead here at Voyant. I'm excited to walk you through how to start meaningful conversations with your high net worth clients using Voyant. Today we're going to be looking at the US version of the Voyant software, but there should be some beneficial tips and tricks in here for users of any of our regions. So feel free to stay if you'd like, if you are a user from one of our other regions. By the end of today's session, you'll be equipped to provide tailored, comprehensive advice and clearly demonstrate the value of the strategies you're recommending to your clients. A quick note before we begin, this session is being recorded and we'll send out the recording within 24 hours. And we won't be taking live questions during this session, but feel free to reach out to me afterwards at support@planwithvoyant.com if you have any questions. Today, we're going to focus on James and Monica Miller, a couple with a net worth of just over 26 million and 2 young adult children. So if we take a look at them here, we can see they've got assets in excess of 32 million, debts of about 6 million, and a net worth of 26.2. They have children, Maggie and Ben, who are 23 and 19 respectively. And they've got a couple of goals here. They've got a lifestyle goal of $600,000 annually, and they have some gifts to charitable donations. And we're taking a look right now at their base plan. This is before we've done any planning. We're going to be taking a look at some ideas for them to reduce their estate taxes at the end of their plan and also to reduce their overall cumulative taxes in their plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the pre-built what-if plans that I've created in the software. So I have some already built here. The first one we're going to look at is a line of credit option. I'm going to move over to my what-if line of credit option here, and I'm going to just show you really quickly where that is. It's going to be in my debts and loans section. I have a line of credit here that they are pulling from. The line of credit is 25 million with an interest rate of 5%. And we're using it in these early years to allow them to pull from that line of credit so that we can keep their assets invested and allow them to grow. So what I want to show the client is the benefit of this strategy to them. And I think the best way to do that in Voyant is via this Let's See screen. So I'm going to go first to the Let's See screen, Compare Plans Chart View. This is the best view to show a client if you are wanting to show the benefits of their current strategy versus what you're wanting to recommend to them. In this specific case, I think the most beneficial chart would be the assets chart. So if we take a look at the assets chart in any given year, you can see a difference by hovering over the chart. You can see in the early years, year 2038, for example, we can see a pretty marked difference of using that line of credit and allowing their assets to stay invested and continue to grow. But if we look at the cumulative difference at the end of the plan, that's where we're going to get the biggest bang for our buck here. Is we can see at the end of the plan, in our base plan, our current scenario, we have 110 million in total assets left in the plan versus 248 million using this line of credit strategy. So this is the chart that I would use if I were having a conversation with my client to determine what is most important to them as far as their estate planning goes. Are they wanting to maximize the value of their estate that they're planning to leave to their heirs, or do they have some different priorities? So another thing you might want to point out to them is going to be the difference in the taxes on this plan. So the taxes might be slightly higher in this version of the plan, but the benefits might outweigh the negative effects to their cumulative taxes because of how much more of an estate they would be leaving to their children. So the next one I want to look at is going to be the irrevocable trust strategy. So we're going to go over to a trust version of this plan. And this is going to be where, rather than leaving their entire estate to their heirs at the very end of the plan, we're doling out trust distributions to their heirs over time, and then we're leaving the rest of it to them at mortality. What does that do to their estate and their taxes over time? I've built a trust in the plan. We have a grantor revocable trust trust in this version, and we're going to take a look at the Let's See screen, and we're going to compare plans and look at the chart view. Again, you can compare and contrast the assets, so you can see the difference in the assets, and this is going to include the trust assets. You can see that those are segmented out, so you can see what we've moved into the trust, and here you can see everything is going to be not in trust, and then you can see the difference in tax charts. So you can see here the difference in the cumulative taxes, and then we can also have a conversation on the legacy view, go to the comparison, and we can look at our base plan versus our base plan versus our trust. And we can look at the cumulative taxes and see the benefit of the trust in the estate taxes here. So that would be under overview and legacy. That would be probably where you would have the conversation of the benefit of the trust, and you can see the benefit there. The next one I wanted to take a look at, if we move over to this one, is going to be the donor advised fund. The tax advantages of setting up a donor advised fund and doing some charitable giving to give away some of their estate over time and reduce their total cumulative tax burden over the lifetime of the plan. Again, if you hover over the final bar in the chart, you can always see the total cumulative tax burden in the plans and compare and contrast the two against each other. And again, if you go to your overview screen and then legacy, you can always do the comparison view. You can compare and contrast your base plan versus this donor advised fund, and you can see the difference in the taxes. So you can see the benefit of the total taxes between the base plan and the donor advised fund recommendation plan. And then you can also see the total wealth transfer after tax and then the total charitable impact. So if charitable impact is important to your clients, this is going to be called out in the legacy screen so that you can see exactly what they are passing over to charity and what is being passed on to their heirs. And there's also going to be total estate transfer distribution to their heirs demonstrated here in this legacy section. So you can see in the traditional estate plan, it's going to pass to their heirs 50-50. But if you have an estate plan that is a little bit more complex, you can set that up under your dashboard by going to your plus button. Go to estate plans. You can set up an estate plan here, give it a name, and you can go in here and set up a percentage distribution. So say, for example, you wanted to assign 100% to go to other, and you could assign 70% to go to Maggie and 20% to go to Ben, or any other version that you needed. You can also do an asset distribution. If your client had some specific assets that they wanted to donate to specific persons in the plan or outside of the plan or to a charity, do that here by going to asset distribution, add a distribution. You would select the asset. Let's say, for example, they wanted to give this taxable investment account to a charity of their choice. You could simply select the asset, assign 100% to go to the charity, and click Done to save. Once you've created this full estate plan, you would then see it in your overview screen in Legacy, and it would be fully built out in there, and it would show all of those distributions going to the assigned persons. Cancel. I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you for joining today's webinar on engaging high net worth clients. I am more than happy to sit down with you individually and help you build out these specific account types. So if you need help building out donor advised funds, any kinds of lines of credit or trusts, I do have videos on our YouTube channel on these, but I'm also happy to set up individual trainings with you guys one-on-one to help you walk through how to set up these different account types and go through how to present them to your clients. You can send me a message to support@planwithvoyant.com to set up a one-on-one session, or you can send me the client that you're working on and I can take a look at it by clicking the name of your client in the top right corner, request support, enter your message into the text box, and share client access. Thank you for listening today and spending some time with us, and I appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks.